Hi everybody, Cynthia here with Swan Soap and such, and today I'm making bath bombs. I have a special order and I'm going to show you how I do it. So I first measure out all of my dry ingredients in a sifter. I make sure everything is sifted. So I'm starting out with, and get a pencil ready because I'll give you the recipe, 30 ounces of baking soda. So put some music to this sifting part because this takes a while. Okay. After 30 ounces of baking soda, next on my list to measure is the citric acid. So let me tear out my scale. And I use 17 ounces of citric acid. 17.1 is good. Okay, so as you can see, we need to get that all mixed in, and then we'll put that aside. Bring back our baking soda again, tear out my scale. Next thing is colloidal oatmeal, and I use only a half an ounce, so 0.4. Use a little more. There it goes, 0.5. Then we get that in there and sift that in. Tear out my scale. Next thing I use Epsom Salts. Now I only use 1.5 ounces of Epsom salts. 1.6, that's okay. And whatever doesn't go down in there, so there's some bigger pieces in there, but I just throw those out. So I could save them for my bath. And tear out my scale. Now we use Kaolin clay as my binder. I just am in love with Kaolin clay. I put it in just about everything. So we want 3.1 ounce. 3.2. 3.1. Perfect. Okay, 3.1. We'll get that Kaolin clay in there. And then the next thing is the SLSA powder, and I'm putting my mask on. This stuff's very fine. It gives a nice foam, but you don't want to breathe it in. So I need 2 ounces, so we'll tear out my scale. And we'll put in 2 ounces, 0.7, 1.4, 1.7, 2.1, that's fine. 2.1 it is. Nice foam. So that's it for my dry ingredients. So then we'll just put this on the mixer and let it mix. So okay, we'll let that mix. Okay, and then we're going to do our wet ingredients. So our wet ingredients start out with some oil. Today I've been using olive oil. I'm going to use 3 ounces. There we go. 3 ounces. And next thing is Polysorbate 80.7 ounces. My label got all wiped out, so I put 80 on there. So we need 0.7. But I'm going to be using this Bath Bomb Blue number 1, and I'm going to put in 1/4 of a teaspoon. This is an 8, but I'll do 2. I'm going to do 1 of these. So now my scent I'm using is Honeysuckle Jasmine, and I'm putting in here, let me compare this out, 1.3 ounce for 12 bath bombs. Okay, 1.3. Good. Now, to mix this, I just shake it because I can put my lid on here and I just shake it. And let me see if I can bring you over to this. Okay, well let's see how we do here, making these bath bombs. So I usually stir this up after I mix it, make sure everything from the bottom comes off. Scrape off the excess a little bit. Okay, move my mixer out of the way a little bit. Okay, so I have a bunch of embeds in here I made. So I'm going to use various of these. A little calendula on the top. So we'll put some calendula in there. And we'll put a little mix. And then I like to mix it so I get those flowers to kind of stay put and get mixed in. I fill this up. Put that in my bowl. Okay, so I put my top in there, and then I put this on the bottom. I'm going to put this embed in, nice big embed. Pile stuff on top, and then move them together, and squish them together. So the seam comes together. And then I found that the easiest way to get this to unmold is to get my rag towel here, and I bang this down on the towel, so the towel, so you can see here. Okay, so I just, it's all about So what I'm doing is I'm sifting the ingredients away from the edges so that it lifts off very easily. And this lifts off very easily. And it's all about the banging, I'm afraid. So we gotta do some banging.